Let's meet for coffee. A universally used statement. This tiny little bean has fanned the flames of an international addiction. Rich, dark, and bitter. The aroma can stop you in your tracks as it is brewed. All over the world, a cup is made. In homes and cafes, in bakeries and at meetings, coffee is always present. Fresh, unroasted coffee is now one of the most highly traded commodities in the world. Although coffee was grown in India since the 16th century, coffee houses were hardly popular. Having the Indian sweet tea was preferred, with bakeries and stalls surrounded by Indians from dawn to dusk. During the 18th century, the idea of a coffee house was introduced in Chennai and Calcutta. However, due to the racial discrimination policy followed by the British rulers, Indians weren't allowed access into the coffee houses. It was only reserved for the English elite. The first coffee house to become popular was the Indian Coffee House. It went from a small outlet in Bombay to 400 outlets. Bangalore's famous Indian Coffee House had stood outside MG Road for 5 decades, but in 2009 it lost a legal battle against the building owners. It was reopened in Church Street with the exact decor from its older counterpart. The coffee served in India was primarily of the filter coffee variety. At the Indian Coffee House, the coffee is of 2 types, hot or cold, and the prices do not range above 60 rupees. And as part of its old world charm, the waiters are dressed in uniforms dating back to the 18th century, from when the India Coffee House first opened to the public. From a tiny little bean to a country-wide chain, coffee has changed over the decades. We now have so many options, from the Italian cappuccino to the latte or the espresso. It went from a simple cup with milk and sugar to different levels of milk to according to what the customers prefers. Intricate designs are often made on its surface with cream, and this is an art in itself. Coffee containers have changed too, from the steel tumbler to fine china. It is often served with desserts and pastries. From the past idea of sitting together to grab a cup of joe, coffee houses are now more than a place to drink just coffee. From cramped rooms, the cafes are large and spacious, offering Wi-Fi to the working professionals that cluster there. It is a quiet place to work or have a meeting, just the right mix of formal with informal. So, let's meet for coffee.